Okay, here we go. I am excited about the upcoming season. I do feel like obviously we added some players that I think can be a factor in the success that we have. I'm extremely excited about Hito Turkoglu. I think he gives us another facilitator, another ball handler. Obviously, if anybody watched the season in Orlando 2 seasons ago, he had a tremendous season and made a lot of huge, big shots. I don't think he's afraid to take big shots. He gives us versatility. I mean, he can play really, 1, 2, 3, and 4 for us. I'm excited about the other guys. I think Josh Childress is a guy that add that energy to the mix for us. He's a slasher, does a great job. It's probably as good an offensive rebound, I think, as there is in the NBA. Gets his hands on a lot of balls. And then I think Hakeem Warwick is a guy that we're really excited about. Very athletic, knows how to win, was on that Syracuse team that won a championship and was a huge factor in that. Anybody that saw that he blocked the last shot of the game to win the national championship. But very athletic, gets out and run, does a great job. A good finisher on the break. I'll say this now. Obviously, Amari is a guy that has had a tremendous career here, and when we went out and signed these guys, it wasn't to replace Amari. I don't think that's what we were trying to do. I think what we're trying to do is have guys in place. Obviously, there will be different type players, but we do feel like we'll have a good team. Other than that, anybody have any questions? We can go there. Well, I don't think we've never been a power team here, and we've never been a big team here. So we've always been a fairly small team. We've been very athletic, and we've also been very good offensively. And the thing that we continue to try to do now is we try to get better defensively. I thought we made some strides there last year, and obviously, we have to continue to get better in that department. And if we do, I think we'll have an opportunity to have a good season.
How do you replicate the chemistry?
How do we replicate the
chemistry?
Oh, the chemistry? Oh, I don't know if you can do that. I do think that the guys that we added are very good guys. He asked me how do we replicate the chemistry that we had last year, in case you guys can't hear him. But, I think we've got good guys, and I think as long as you have good character guys, chemistry seems to come together. We got 2 great leaders in Steve and Grant Hill. When your leaders seem to be your high character guys, everyone seems to fall into place. The guys that we added to the mix are real high character guys. Josh Childress, Hito and Hakeem Warwick. Gunny Lawal, the kid that we drafted, is a high character guy. So Matt Jennings, who we added to the mix, I think all of those guys are really good guys. I think all of those guys are all about the team, and I think as long as you have guys like that, chemistry seems to come in together and always seem to work out.
Coach, at the end of last season, you said you'd be disappointed if Earl Clark wasn't here this year. Is that still the case?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that obviously it's going to be a tremendous competition there when you look at the guys that we added. But I have watched Earl some during the preseason. I think he's improved his game. I think he's gotten better. I think the goal for him is to become really a lockdown defender. I think that's one of the ways of getting on the floor for him. And I think his decision making have greatly improved. And he's still a second-year guy. He's still a young player. Should be a rookie this year in the league. From that standpoint, we'll have to see how everything happens. It's going to be a challenge in the preseason, figuring out rotations and how all of these guys are going to fit together. I think that's going to be a huge factor. But I do think that eventually this whole team's going to come together and be pretty good.
How do you break down who's going to be a 3 and who's going to be a 4?
Yeah, but you know what? We've never put labels on guys. I mean, really, is Channing Frye a 5 or a 4 or a 3 or whatever? We call guys. I mean, we have guards, we have wing players, and then we have big guys. And then sometimes I don't even know if you can classify them as big guys. But, you know, we're just going to play guys that play well and put them in a position to succeed. And we're not going to call a guy a 1 guard, a 2 guard, a 3 guard. You know, sometimes Steve's going to be able to play out the ball this year. So I don't know if we'll label anyone a specific label, more so than just a general, you know, a general name, really. He's probably the only guy, you know, he's probably the only guy that's a true 5, but I tell you, in certain situations, the way he played, we'll step him out on the floor and give him an opportunity to play out on the floor also.
How much is his?
Yeah, he asked me to talk about Goran's development and how I see him this season. He's made a lot of improvements, and I think one of the things about players sometimes is that when you come back, when you've had a pretty good year and you've ended on a real solid note, then the confidence level really grows. I think Goran is kind of in that category right now where the confidence that he has has really grown. I think you'll continue to see him get better. His ball handling has improved. I think you'll see him run the team a little bit better. He's probably one of the top 2 or 3 best athletes we have on the team. So I think you'll see him continue to improve in that area, and he's become a better shooter. You know, he was shooting the ball well at the end of last year, but he shot the ball extremely well in the week that he's been here playing. Well, when I say Steve playing off the ball, I'm talking about, you know, instead of him having the ball 95% of the time, he'll have it 92. Okay, so let's not get, I don't want you guys to get carried away, and don't write down the percentages, Paul. I was only joking, okay? All right. But, no, I'm saying that there are certain situations where, you know, he needs a break when he's handled the ball, you know, 15 straight times or something. And I think that's when, you know, Hito and, you know, Goran, and even Jay Rich. I think Jay Rich, you know, sometimes can be somewhat of a facilitator. So I just think it gives us a lot of versatility, some of the guys that we've added, so we're really excited about it.
Does this team have the potential of reaching success last year?
That I can't answer. You know, I mean, I don't know. He asked me if the team have the potential to reach the success that we had last year. That's a hard thing to answer because last year you guys were asking, can this team make the playoffs? And we didn't really have an answer for that. I think that, you know, when you have Steve Nash as the engine, you know, that runs the car, I think you always have a chance. Now it's just a matter of seeing how much improvement the guys from last year, like Robin and Earl and Goran and those guys have made. And then it's how are the new guys, you know, can they get acclimated and fit into a situation where we can get off to a good start.
How much is Robin's?
I think Robin's been great. I think he's done a good job. I would say that he's not back 100%, but I think he's pretty close to being back. You know, I still say that his size make him one of the most important guys on our team. We got to try to find a way for him to continue to play, not get himself in foul trouble, and then become a little bit better offensive player as far as post-ups. I think the screening role situations and things like that, he's much better in those areas that we anticipated anyway. So now it's just a matter of can we throw the ball to him in the post and can he keep pressure on people in the post.
What role do you see for Channing this year?
He asked me what role do I see for Channing Frye. Very similar to what he played last year. You know, I think that surprisingly, I thought Channing was one of our best defensive players and smartest defensive players that we have. So we're going to ask him to do a little more as far as stepping it up defensively. Obviously, the rebounding is going to become a factor, so we'll ask him to rebound the ball a little better than he did last year. But I think overall, pretty much the same role, but maybe even a little bit bigger role offensively.